Gauranga. Thank you so much. This is the only meditation for this age, Kali Yuga. And I think all of you, if you can come ahead. I can't speak loudly. आगे आ जाइए. Can sit. हाँ बनाओ. खिचड़ी एकादशी. So today I am going to tell you the story of how Radha was born. You know that story? How Radha was born? So, first of all, Radha Rani appeared in the womb of Kirtida Sundari, the most beautiful gopi in Vrindavan, in Barsana. And they were staying in Raval. There is a place in Brajmandal known as Raval. Raval एक स्थान है जहाँ राधा रानी के माता पिता रहते थे. So वो कीर्तिदा के घर में राधा रानी प्रकट हुई. But there was a great king in India. His name was Vindhyachal. Vindhyachal, he was a friend of Himachal, Himalaya. They were both friends, Himalaya and Vindhyachal. दो मित्र थे. And हिमालय की पुत्री कौन है? Who is the daughter of Himalaya? Anybody knows? No, Ganga came from the heavens. So she is not of this world. But Himalaya had one daughter and her name was Gauri, Parvati. In her previous life she was Sati, but she disobeyed her husband, Lord Shiva. So she had to immolate herself because she heard the insult of Shiva from her father. So she said, I will not go back in this body to Shiva. I will take another body. So she took the body of Parvati. She became the daughter of Himalaya and she was very beautiful. She was fair in complexion. And so Himalaya was very proud. Wherever he would go, he would announce, I have the most beautiful daughter in the whole of creation. So Vindhyachal became nervous. He became envious. He said, I want a daughter which is more beautiful than Parvati. So he made a plan. Himalaya, he performed meditation and he performed very huge yagyas, and he wanted only one thing. He wanted a daughter which is more beautiful than Parvati, and that is impossible. Impossible to get that kind of daughter, because Parvati, she is Maya, Mahamaya, and nobody is better than Mahamaya in this material world. Only one person is better than Mahamaya, that is in the spiritual world, is Yoga Maya. There are two kinds of Mayas, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. So Yoga Maya, it takes us closer to Krishna. Yoga means to yuj. It comes from the Sanskrit word to connect. So Yoga Maya means that Maya which takes us closer to Krishna. Whereas Mahamaya is the Maya which puts a curtain in our eyes, Maya Javanika Achanam, and it takes us away from Krishna. So who is Yoga Maya and who is Mahamaya? You know that? Yoga Maya is Radha and Mahamaya is Durga. Actually from Radha, the first expansions of Radha came the gopis, thousands and billions of gopis. And then the second expansion from Radha came the 16,108 queens of Dwarka. And then the third expansion from Radha came the Mahalakshmis of Vaikuntha. Lakshmi Narayan. No, the third expansion from Radha was Sita Ram, Sita Devi. And the fourth expansion from Radha is the Mahalakshmi of Vaikuntha. And the fifth expansion from Radha is Parvati, Durga, who maintains this material world. Because just like Krishna does not come himself to maintain this material world, it is performed by his expansions. Just like a real owner of a company, he will never come and work. Real owner, he will enjoy. He will sit. I tell you a story of one man. He entered into a restaurant. He was coming to search for a job from the village. He entered into a hotel, restaurant, and he thought the waiter, he is the owner. He is a villager. He did not know who is the owner. So the one who was serving the food, he went and said, please give me a job. You are giving everything, every food. You are the owner. The waiter said, no, I am not the owner. I am only employee. Good, that was a cashier. He was giving the money. So he went to the cashier, said, you are the owner. You give me the money. You are everything. Cashier said, I am not the owner. Then who is the owner? The owner is staying on the first floor of the restaurant. He is enjoying with his wife. That is the real owner. Owner does not have to come and manage the restaurant. There was one big German philosopher. He came to India. He also got the same realization. You know the story? He toured all over India. First he went to Himalayas. He saw yogis were drinking fire. They were drinking fire. Somebody said, he is God because he is drinking fire. Can't be God. And one yogi was walking on the water. Levitation. He said, this is God. We can't be God. Now we have boats. We can go on water without doing all the tapasya. We can just give a ticket and go on the water. Then he saw a yogi. He was flying in the air. This German philosopher, everybody said, he must be God. He said, no. I came in the aeroplane, I just paid some money and I was flying. What is the big deal? Flying in the air. Then he came to Vrindavan, he saw Krishna playing the flute. Then he saw, this is God. Somebody said, why? The one who was flying, he was doing many big things and this is only playing the flute. How can you say he is God? So he said, because this person, he is enjoying life. God is the real enjoyer. When Krishna says in the Gita, Bhokta Ram Yagya Tapasam Sarva Lok Maheshwara. I am the enjoyer of everything. Bhokta Ram Yagya Tapasam Sarva Lok Maheshwara. I am the proprietor of every planet and every country. And Suridam Sarva Bhutanam Kyatva Mam Shantim Vichati. I am the well-wisher of every living entity because I am there in everyone's heart. That is why the real peace in this world will come by knowing me. Krishna gave the real peace formula in the Gita, but unfortunately nobody in this world is following the real peace formula. They are having non-aligned meetings, they are having United Nations, and they are having a lot of peace meetings. But unless they know Krishna, they cannot get real peace. When China had a war on India, they were chanting that slogan, Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai. We are all brothers, why you are fighting? But actually that cannot bring peace just by chanting slogans. Real peace comes when both the brothers, everybody is brothers and sisters, but what is common between two brothers? What is common? They have one father. That is the common thing. So unless we recognize our father, unless we accept our father, Krishna, aham bija pradaha pitaha, pitaham yasya jagato, mata dhata pitama. Krishna says, I am the everything. Grandfather, mother, father, everything of creation. So unless we accept Him, how can we have real brotherhood in society? It's not possible, very difficult. We may try for millions of lives. Cannot be real peace. So it's very simple. And this peace formula in the Gita. All the leaders of this world, they should get together in air-conditioned rooms and they should do Nama Sankirtan. They should accept Krishna, then there will be peace in society. There will be happiness in society. King Ambarish, he was the king of the whole planet. And he used to gather and do Nama Sankirtan. He used to do Ekadashi. He fasted for 26 Ekadashis in 1 year. 24 Ekadashis, 2 Ekadashis in 1 month. And what he did is he offered all the fruit to all his people. And these people became happy. That is a real king. A real king means who is doing spiritual advancement for his citizens. So in the Vedic times, they were not kings. They were known as Raj Rishis. What they were known as Raj Rishis. They were Rishis as well as they were kings. Because they were not only interested in the material welfare. King is like a father. They were interested in spiritual welfare of their citizens. So that king which can give only material welfare. Nowadays what they are doing, they are just having meetings and they are kings. They sit in the meetings and they eat their own cows. They eat meat. The cow is part of their kingdom. They should protect the cows. Instead they sit in the meeting and eat their own kingdom and their own people their own animals which they are supposed to protect. So how can it be? Vasudeva Kutumbikam. In South India everybody has Vasudeva Kutumbikam. This whole family of Krishna, everyone is a part and parcel of Krishna. But unless we show mercy, Dharma, real religion has 4 pillars. Dharma came in the form of a bull and Prithvi came in the form of a cow. When there was a lot of suffering in this world, the earth, the Bhumi Devi, she took the form of a cow. She was suffering. She was saying, people are just, Kansa, he is such a Rakshasa, he is just increasing the burden on my body. Nowadays people, they drill so much big holes inside the ground to extract petroleum, So it is very painful for the earth, Bhumi Devi. These earthquakes, why these earthquakes are coming? Do you know the reason? Yeah, that is a scientific reason. But why the underground plaster is moving? Lava. So why the heat under the ground is coming?
Because the center of the earth is very, very hot.
But why God has made the center very hot? Because there is a reason. Because every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Isaac Newton, the third law, he says, so the people of this world, they are killing the cows in a mass scale, slaughterhouses. Can you imagine every day, they made a calculation, every day how many 10 million cows are being killed on the earth. So many slaughterhouses, even in India. So it's like a mass killing of animals. So Krishna says, if you are mass killing the animals, I have to also make some slaughterhouse where I will also kill you in mass. Because every action has a reaction. So that is why Krishna made these earthquakes. It's like a slaughterhouse. People are sleeping innocent, die. Tsunami. Why tsunami had killed the fishermen? Because the fishermen are killing so many fishes every day. They have to get the reaction. They have to get. मच्छी मार लोग कितना मच्छी मारते हैं रोज. तो tsunami आके उन सबको मार डाला. All the coastal regions there, the fishermen, they died first. The meaning of the word mamsa in Sanskrit, mams, is that this life I am killing you, next life you will kill me. That is the meaning of mams. So every action will get a reaction. So Krishna just couples together to. Nobody is innocent in this world. Sometimes people ask Swamiji why innocent people are killed in tsunami, they are sleeping in earthquake. They have not done anything wrong. जो गलत लोगों ने कुछ गलत नहीं किया लेकिन क्यों लोग मर जाते? Why they die? Why good things happen to bad people and why bad things happen to good people? Have you ever wondered about it? कि अच्छे लोगों को खराब क्यों होता है और खराब लोगों को अच्छा होता है? ऐसा क्यों होता है संसार? Anybody knows the answer? It's a very simple answer. Every action has a reaction. It's the law of karma. Karma. Those who are doing bad right now, they are going to suffer in the future. And those who are enjoying right now, they are enjoying because of their past good actions. Whatever good they have done in the past. जो अच्छा काम किया उन्होंने भूतकाल में, उसके लिए अभी उन लोग खुश हैं. लेकिन अभी जो पाप कर रहे हैं इसकी वजह से उनको फल मिलने वाला है. You know, law of karma has four kinds of karma. That is kuta, bija, prarabdha and aprarabdha. 4 प्रकार के कर्म होते हैं. कूट, बीज, प्रारब्ध and aprarabdha. I'll give you it's very difficult to explain, it's very complicated, but I'll give you a simple example. What is this for? एक उदाहरण देता हूँ कि one child he goes to school and he has a tendency to steal, चोरी करना. It's a tendency to steal. So when he steals something, that papa he has committed, that is it's a papa activity he is committed, but due to that stealing, immediately he gets a reaction. The teacher comes and beats him. जो चोरी किया उसे टीचर आके उसको मारते. So that immediate reaction is known as prarabdha. Means what karma has fructified and what you are going to immediately experience, that is known as prarabdha. Means if you go out and if you are going to have an accident, that is prarabdha. It's already going to happen. It's already matured, the fruit of your karma. But because he is stealing, he gets some vasana or some kind of inner impression, due to which he will steal again. It creates a subtle kind of impression in his heart and mind, due to which he will steal again. That is known as aprarabdha. वो जो चोरी किया उसके वजह से उसके अंदर में वो स्वभाव पैदा हो गया कि वो वापस चोरी करेगा. Why some people when they are born they start stealing? Children, parents don't teach them, but they start stealing because the aprarabdha from their previous life has turned into prarabdha in this life. So जो पिछला जन्म का अप्रारब्ध है वो प्रारब्ध बन गया. So some people ask, many common question is, Swamiji, God is so cruel. Why children are born blind? Why children? No, they are innocent. Why they are given so much suffering? कि जो बच्चे लोग हैं वो क्यों अंधा पैदा होते हैं? क्यों? उन्होंने तो कोई दोष नहीं है. But actually God is not cruel. God is a neutral judge, observer of our own actions. पिछले they are just continuing the reaction what they have done in the previous life. They have made somebody else blind. That's why we are born blind. We have done some injustice on somebody. जो पिछला जन्म में हमने पाप किया उसके वजह से ये हमको फल. Nobody is innocent. Nobody is innocent. Karmic laws does not work on its own like that. Karma का सिद्धांत. So then when that aprarabdha creates a kind of a tendency to go to sin again, that is known as kuta. And the seed of sin comes when one sins. When he stole the pencil, that seed of sin came in his heart. That is known as bija. So these 4 things, kuta, bija, prarabdha, this cycle of karma is going on. We are trapped in this cycle. We experience prarabdha, then we experience aprarabdha. Like illicit sexual life, people they have sex outside of marriage. So Krishna didn't, immediately gave them the reaction AIDS. That is known as prarabdha. Immediately they got the reaction. You can't escape from doing sin. Immediately they got the reaction. So, and aprarabdha means they got the tendency. So, this cycle, we have to come out of this cycle of karma. Kramenaiva praliyate Vishnu bhakti ratatmana. That by chanting the holy names of these three mantras, Nityananda, Gauranga and Hare Krishna, we can destroy the karmic cycle of Kuta Bija, we can halt it permanently. ये साइकिल जो कूट बीज प्रारब्ध अप्रारब्ध का चक्र है कर्म का, उसको परमानेंटली हम अंत कर सकते हैं भगवान का नाम लेने से. It is described, the chanting is described as frying. You have done frying anytime? Have you done frying? Roasting on the gas. When you take the seeds of the grain and you put it in the refrigerator or you put it in water, they will sprout. They will sprout. But if you fry the seeds on the gas, they will never sprout. Similarly, this process of chanting the mantra is like frying the karmic reactions. They will never sprout. Even prarabdha will never touch you. कि भगवान का नाम ये जलाने का जैसा है, भस्म कर देता है, कर्मिक कर्म के फलों को भस्म कर देता है, कभी बड़े नहीं हो सकते. Even if we are going to have an accident, like if it is written in our karma, if you are going to go out and have an accident, if you go in, if you chant and go out, it will get reduced or it may get totally removed. No other process, spiritual process, can change karma, especially prarabdha karma. Hatha yoga, Gyan yoga, Dhyan yoga, and Kriya yoga, and Raj yoga, and there are so many yogas nowadays, but they cannot change the karma which is already we are going to experience. Only Bhakti yoga and the chanting, especially the mantra, it can destroy the karma which we are going to suffer. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda Gauranga. So mantra is that a sound has the power to eliminate. Everything has come from sound. If you see air, water, fire, air, ether, all five elements have sound. Even ether has sound inside. Sound is the principal element of all the material world. In fact, the whole world has come from sound. Brahma, he could not create this world. He heard sound. Tapa, tapa, tapa. He created that. So if we want to become free from this miserable cycle of birth and death, and we want to become free from this karmic reactions, Prabhupada used to say, even if you have attachment for one rasagulla, you will take birth again. These karmic reactions are so strong that even if you have attachment for one single thing, we have to fulfill that by taking birth again. So, because we can't go to Vaikuntha or Goloka with material desire. One who is fully pure, who has no other desire except Krishna, loving Krishna, only that soul can enter into, because that is a totally spiritual atmosphere. Vaikuntha and Goloka is totally spiritual atmosphere. There is no birth, no old age, no disease. Everyone walking there is like dancing. You know that? Katha, Ganam, Natyam, Gamanam, Api, Vamshi, Priyasakhi. When everybody speaking there is like song. गोलोक में जो बोलता है वो संगीत का जैसा है, जो चलता है वो नृत्य के जैसा है. और Api Vamshi Priyasakhi, Krishna's flute is heard everywhere in Goloka. Every single person can hear that. And one never becomes old, never becomes diseased. One remains in eternal, in the same age. Because that body is totally spiritual, it does not decay. वो शरीर आध्यात्मिक शरीर मिलता है जो कभी बूढ़ा नहीं होता है. And we enjoy with Krishna we enjoy forever. That is known as Leela. Leela means enjoyment. Our activities are known as karma and Krishna's activities are known as Leela. कृष्ण का कार्य है लीला है और हम जो करते हैं वो कर्म है. You know why? Why Krishna is not karma? Because karma we do because of our past. We are forced to do it. Like we are forced to come in the womb of a particular mother. You know, it is already predestined. According to our past karma, we choose a particular father and a particular mother. So our birth is not a leela because we are forced to do it. It is karma. And it is described in the Bhagavad Gita that if the soul is coming from the heavenly planets, you know how the soul falls from Swarga? How the soul comes from the heavenly planets. If you have done a lot of punya, we take birth as a devata, and from devata, after the punya is finished, there is no death in the Swarga planets, heavenly planets, but the devatas, they fall down, and Rakshasas are waiting to catch them. And when the devatas fall down, they start beating the demigods, and they start crying, and the Atma goes in the tears. The soul, it enters into the tears, and the tears, they fall and they combine with rain. They are combining with rainfall with the tears, and they fall on the ground, and they get gone in the ground. And when the food grains, wheat, rice, they are produced in the ground, that soul gets inside the grain. And when it gets inside the grain, when the man eats the grain, that soul passes into the semen of the man. Or the cow eats the grass and the soul goes into the milk of the cow, and then it enters into the human being. And when man and woman, they come together for sexual intercourse, at that time, that very moment, that soul passes from the semen into the woman's womb, and the ovum is formed, and the body starts producing. When the soul enters, only the body starts growing. So that is the science. In the Bhagavad Gita, actually the scientists are not able to explain why only one drop of it produces, why only one child is produced. There are many drops are released at the time of sexual intercourse, but only one drop becomes fertile. Why? The Bhagavatam explains very nicely, because only one drop has the soul. The soul is there in only one particular. That's why it is produced. So we are all coming, either the soul is coming from the heavenly planets, or we are coming from even the tree, animal species, we are evolving. So that is why the human population is increasing in this world. You know why? Because even from the 84 lakh species we are evolving, and from animals, from trees, from heavenly planets. That way the population is increasing on this planet so fast. So what I was saying, so the soul gets a body and entangled, and the soul lives, the soul identifies himself with the body. That is known as ego. Ego is the most subtle part of our subtle body. It connects the soul with the body. It's like a joint is joints. Without ego, we will become liberated. But because of the ego, just like I'll give you an example. There was one rich man, he was riding in his car, he was sitting in his back and he was reading a newspaper, and his car had an accident. And he came out and started shouting. He started thinking as if his car got hurt, but he started thinking, I have got hurt, because he was identifying with the car. He was thinking it's my car, so he started shouting. एक बहुत पैसे वाला आदमी था, गाड़ी में बैठा था, वो गाड़ी को एक्सीडेंट हो गया तो उसको दुख हो गया, वो चिल्लाने लगा. उसको कुछ नहीं हुआ, लेकिन उसको लग रहा है मुझे दुख हो रहा है, because he was identifying with the car. So why we are suffering in this world? Because we are identifying with the body. We are thinking when the body becomes sick, we feel sick. But actually the soul is not affected. The soul is independent of the body. But because we are identifying with the body, we feel, cold, heat, insult, fame, matra, sparshastu kaunteya, shitoshna, sukha dukkhada, agama, payino, nityastam, titikshas. Krishna says in the Gita, just tolerate the dualities of material nature, because it does not affect the soul. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. The soul cannot be cut by a weapon. The soul cannot be dried by air. The soul cannot be wet by water. The soul cannot be affected by the material elements, because it is the ninth element. It is beyond the ego. So आत्मा को अग्नि स्पर्श नहीं कर सकती है, शस्त्र काट नहीं सकते हैं, पानी भिगो नहीं सकते. So in that way, the soul is a spiritual spark, and the moment we realize that we are a spiritual spark, we are happy. जीव कृष्ण दास यही विश्वास कर ले तो आर दुख. Simple formula in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, you just accept that you are the soul and you have no trouble at all. You become free from all troubles. Just accept that we are a part of God. Mama iva amsho jiva loke jiva bhoot sanatana. Krishna says every soul is my ansha. Ansha means a part. And what is the size of the soul? Anybody knows? What is the size? 2 microns, yeah, I told you that. 1/10,000 to the tip of the hair. Very minute, but very powerful. And our spiritual body is compressed in the soul. It is known as bij. When we are chanting the mantra, our spiritual body is evolving. That is why Christians, why Jews, why Muslims, everybody, they get attracted to Hare Krishna. Why? Because everyone has a spiritual body inside the soul. And when they hear the mantra of Krishna, that spiritual body awakens. By the mantra sound, it awakens and the body grows. And that body, when we get a fully spiritual body, it replaces our material body. At the time of death, we enter into Goloka. In Goloka, we cannot go with this body. This body is made up of by mucus, bones, blood. This is not, this is a material energy. If we try to touch Krishna with this body, Krishna, we cannot touch him also. We need a body of Satchit Ananda. Because Krishna has a body of Satchit Ananda. You know, Dantavakra, he was a big demon. He came with a club and he struck Krishna on the head. So powerful, but Krishna was not affected. Like a rose. For Krishna is well like a rose. Because Krishna's body is divine. Satchidananda. Bhishma was shooting arrows to Krishna, but nothing was happening. So, the whole goal, why we have come to this world. You know how we came to this world? Anybody knows the history of the soul? You know, where was the soul initially? Where? There are 3 energies of Lord, the Chit Shakti, the Achit Shakti and the Tatastha Shakti. Tatastha Shakti is the marginal energy of Krishna, God, that is the Atma. We are Tatastha. Means the Atma is a spiritual spark, but the Atma gets influenced by the material energy. So Atma is both, like the sand in the ocean. Sometimes it is on land, sometimes it is on water. So it's affected both ways. So Atma is actually a minute spark, so we are a marginal energy. So we are like the rays in the Ishopanishad. It is described that Hiranamayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukha. The soul is like a particle of light, sunlight, like a particle, you know, small particles are there. Similarly, the Atma is like, we were originally between the spiritual and the material world. There is a light, region of light known as Brahma Jyoti, or it has different names, or Paravyoma, or Brahman, they call it Brahman. Shankaracharya, he called it Brahman. So that is the light, which is actually, that is the light coming from the body of Krishna. That light becomes the Brahman. There are 3 features of Krishna: the light, the Paramatma, and Krishna himself. These are 3 ways to understand Krishna. Like we go to sun, we have to pass through the sunlight. Unless we pass through the sunlight, we can't go to the sun. Similarly, if we want to go to meet Krishna in Goloka, we have to pass through the Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti, because that is Krishna's light. भगवान के शरीर से जो प्रकाश निकलता है उसको ब्रह्म कहते हैं. तदपि यस्य तनुभा. And all the souls are initially created as particles in that Brahman, and we were given a choice in that Brahman, whether you want to go to Goloka or whether you want to come to material world. Every soul was given that choice in the beginning. But we said, why should I go to Goloka? Why should I serve Krishna, love Krishna? I will try to become Krishna. All of us, we desire to become God. That is why Krishna says, see, if you have the desire to become God, you cannot stay in Goloka. Because in Goloka, I am the only God. Everybody is my part and parcel. So if you want to become God, I will create a separate world for you where the souls will try to enjoy trying being God. ये सारी सृष्टि भगवान ने इसलिए बनाई है कि आत्मा कोशिश कर सकता है भगवान बनने के लिए. But when the soul fell down, in fact, when the soul came from the Brahma Jyoti, what is our first birth, you know? What is the first birth we took? हमारा पहला जन्म क्या हुआ जब आत्मा ब्रह्म ज्योति से गिरा पहली बार? Yeah, first we became Brahma, because Brahma Loka is the highest planet in this universe. So har ek atma we took birth in Brahma Loka, because Krishna was wanting to give us a chance that if from Brahma Loka you come to your senses and you realize that your happiness is to connect with me, then you can directly come from Brahma Loka to Goloka. It is closer. But we still desire, no, I want to enjoy like you, Krishna, I want to become you. So Krishna says, okay, you come lower from Brahma Loka to Jana Loka, Maharloka, Tapoloka, Siddha Loka, Swarga Loka, then Bhur Loka, Prithvi Loka, then Patal, Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Patal. There are 7 planets. He went down and down, the soul came. So the main thing why we are right now in this material world is because of desire. Ichha, Dvesha, Samuthena, Dvandva, Mohena, Bharat. इच्छा किया हमने भगवान से अलग होने के लिए. भगवान कभी नहीं छोड़ना चाहते. You know, a father, he was a very rich father. He had 2 sons. One son was very obedient son. He was staying with his father, serving the father. And the other son was very disobedient. He said to father, give me my share, I will go to the city and earn money. दो पुत्र थे पिताजी के. एक पुत्र बोलता है मैं आपकी सेवा करूंगा पिताजी को. दूसरा पुत्र बोलता है नहीं, मैं आपको मेरा पैसा दे दीजिए, मेरा हिस्सा दे दीजिए, मैं जाऊंगा शहर में पैसा कमाऊंगा. सो पिताजी ने कहा नो, डोंट गो, डोंट लीव मी. इफ यू लीव मी यू विल नॉट बिकम हैप्पी, बिकॉज इफ यू सर्व मी आई विल गिव यू एवरीथिंग. इफ यू लव मी, इफ यू स्टे विद मी, मेरी सेवा करो, मेरे साथ रहो, मैं सब कुछ दूंगा तुमको, क्योंकि मेरे पास बहुत पैसा है. आई हैव एवरीथिंग, stay here. But that son desired, no, let me, I want to be independent. Because that quality of independence is there in every soul, because that quality is there in God also. So that comes in every soul in a minute extent, Swarat, because the soul has all the qualities of God but in minute proportion. कि हर एक आत्मा के पास भगवान का गुण होता है लेकिन सूक्ष्म रूप में होता है. So every soul has independence. You can decide right now whether you want to hear satsanga or you want to sleep. Every moment we have that decision power. We can decide I want to do this or that. That independence is given by the Lord to every soul. So that independence, we misuse that. We give the wrong decision. There are some souls who do good use. They directly go from the Brahma Jyoti to Goloka. They don't have to come here. They don't have to take birth. They directly make good use. But all of us, we are so... anyway, there is no sense in repenting for the past. If you are in the ocean, if somebody throws you a rope, you will not say whether it is a silk rope or a cotton rope, or who are you throwing the rope. Who are you? What is your self-interest in throwing the rope? You will just catch the rope. कोई आप समुद्र में डूब रहे हैं तो कोई आपको रस्सी फेंकेगा, आप पूछेंगे तुम कौन हो, रस्सी क्यों फेंक रहे हो, रस्सी कपड़े का है या सिल्क का है, हम नहीं पूछेंगे, हम रस्सी को पकड़ लेंगे. Similarly, when we come to the material world, there is no use in repenting why we came and why we made the wrong decision and why it happened. We have to go to the place where we belong. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. And Lord Krishna gives a promise. He may gives a promise in the Gita. Once you come there, you will never come back here again. Yad gatva na nivartante. एक बार तुम मेरे धाम में आ जाओगे, फिर इस संसार में, दुखदायी संसार में कभी जन्म नहीं लेना पड़ेगा. It's only a one-time trip. Actually, not a one-time trip. Once born, twice shy. And there's a saying in English, once we experience it, we don't want to experience it again. Because right now we are human beings, we are happy, we are situated nicely. But what happens if we enter the body of a dog or a cat, or we become a monkey? How much suffering is there? How much? Right now we don't know that, but when we go into that, it is so difficult that at that time we can't do anything about it, because in the lower species of life they don't have the intelligence to hear the Gita. A dog cannot come and sit. Have you seen a dog here? No, he cannot understand. His brain is not developed. So when once we lose this human life is like a junction. You have to see a junction, where you can go in many directions. So from human life, either you can go to Swarga, or you can go to Narka, or you can go become an animal species. जानवर शरीर या नरक, स्वर्ग में जा सकते हैं. मनुष्य शरीर एक प्रकार का जंक्शन है. Or you can go to Goloka. Human beings can do that there. That is why Prahlad said, Kaumare tacharet pragyo dharman bhagvataniya sudurlabham manusham janma tatapi adruvam arthatam. Please make meaning of your human life, because it is very rare human life. After transmigrating from 80, see, if you transmigrate from, what happens? I'll give you an example. You become a human being, then whatever activities you do in the human being, you are determining your next body. So if you do lot of sin, you directly go into the aquatic species. Aquatic species of the body are the lowest. They are 9 lakh aquatic bodies. हम मनुष्य शरीर में जैसा काम करेंगे वैसा हमको अगला जन्म मिलेगा, और सब ज़्यादा पाप करेंगे तो हमको मछली का शरीर में जाना पड़ेगा. मछली का शरीर सबसे नीचा होता है. एक्वाटिक्स 9 लाख शरीर होता है मछली का. फ्रॉम एक्वाटिक्स वी कम अप. There are 11 lakh bodies of insects, 20 lakhs of animals, 30 lakhs of mammals, like that. There are 84 lakhs bodies. Human bodies are 4 lakhs, 400,000 bodies. So we directly go down and then we evolve. Fortunately, in the animal species, we don't have karma. Wherever we fall, we just keep on going up and up till we become human being. So like that. जिधर भी जाते हैं वैसे ऊपर आते हैं. This is the evolution. Darwin's evolution, which he said the body is evolving. Actually, the soul is evolving. And then again we become human being. Again we decide where we are going to go. Again, punarapi jananam Shankaracharya said that. Punarapi jananam punarapi maranam punarapi janani chathare shayanam ihasan sare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murare. Oh my Lord, when I was in the mother's womb for 7 months, I was unconscious. Because there is so much pain. In a child, it has to stay in a small area like that. If the mother will eat chili things, the child is burning there. And the child has to stay in a very small place, hardly it can breathe. And for 7 months, the child is unconscious. Even the Bhagavatam already described the childbirth. But the scientists discovered later that for 7 months the child is unconscious because of the extreme pain which is suffering. It cannot even open its eyes. It's such a small place. And for the last 2 months, every child prays to Krishna, "Oh my dear Krishna, please take me out. Please take me out of here." हर एक हमने भगवान को पेट में प्रार्थना किया है, माँ के पेट. मुझे यहाँ से बाहर निकालिए, यहाँ से निकालिए. But immediately when that's why you see in the hospital, have you gone to the hospital? If you see a newborn child, is it laughing? No, it is crying. रोता है बच्चा, कभी हंसता नहीं. You know why? Because of the pain. 9 months, the last 2 months it prays to the Lord. But because of the shock of birth, that child forgets the promises he makes to Krishna in the womb. It forgets that because of the air it has to pass through come out from the mother. It forgets the promise and it starts crying because it knows. Still we celebrate happy birthday. We say it's a happy birthday, but actually for that child it was not a happy birthday. It was very painful. It's like every birthday we celebrate, we are coming 1 year closer to death. So 1 year we are getting closer to death. So, we have to, inquire. Yathato Brahmaji. Animals cannot inquire. We get this chance in the human life. We have higher developed intelligence. Ask the question, who am I? Am I this body? Am I chemicals? Where am I going to go after death? मैं कौन हूँ? मृत्यु के बाद मेरा क्या होने वाला है? There was one philosopher, he says, जाबम जीवेत सुखम जीवेत भस्मी भूतस्य देहस्य कुतः पुनरागमनो भवेत. Chanakya, he said that. He says, what till you live happily, eat everything in ghee, drink nicely, live merrily, because after death you are going to become dust. Who is going to ask you? What is the use? Don't think about it. But Krishna says in the Gita, Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani yacha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Very, very nice shloka. And just like we change clothes, we will change bodies at the time of death. ऐसा हम कपड़ा बदलते हैं वैसा हम शरीर बदलेंगे मृत्यु के समय. So we have to prepare for that also. Not only in this life. We have to do long-term planning and short-term planning. We plan 60-70 years, we have enough money in the bank, we can retire nicely. That is short-term planning. And long-term planning is after death, where will I go? That is long-term planning. That also is required. That is known as Shreyas and this is known as Preyas. So both are required. Because it does not end at the time. You know why we don't want to die? You know what is the reason why we don't want to die? Who wants to die here? Anybody wants to die? Nobody. So why we don't want to die? Why we don't want to die? You know? Why? Why that thought of, why that nature is there that हम मरना क्यों नहीं चाहते? That nature of not dying, where it is coming from? It's coming from the soul. The soul never dies. न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. आत्मा नहीं मरना चाहता है. आत्मा कभी मरता ही नहीं है. इसीलिए this death is an artificial thing for the soul. आत्मा never dies. मृत्यु आत्मा के लिए मृत्यु नहीं है. इसलिए ये artificial है आत्मा के लिए. That is why we don't want to die, because it is not something a part of the soul, it is something exterior to the soul. The body is related to the body. But unfortunately, reincarnation is not accepted by this world. Unless the people, they accept karma and reincarnation. Karma now has become a common word in America, in Europe, everywhere. But people don't know the real meaning of karma. And it leads to reincarnation. The British football coach who was teaching football, he said reincarnation is a fact. So he was thrown out. And so people, they don't want to believe in reincarnation, because if they believe reincarnation, they have to correct their life right now. Right now they have to do something about their life to plan for reincarnation. That's why people, they don't want to But the problem is if you become like an ostrich, there is an ostrich, the ostrich. There is a big bird which has a big neck. There's a big neck in the desert. It's a long neck. So one cheetah, cheetah, tiger. The cheetah was chasing that ostrich, and the ostrich was running, but the cheetah was faster. So the cheetah was about to eat that ostrich. Then ostrich put the head into the sand. It is a long head. It put it in the sand and started thinking, cheetah has gone, cheetah has gone, cheetah has gone. वो चीता उसका पीछे था, लेकिन ये पक्षी ने अपना सर जमीन में बोल दिया, cheetah has gone, cheetah has gone. So we are trying to forget reincarnation, we are trying to forget death, we are trying to forget karma, but it is still there. Just by ignoring it, we can't become free from that. Just by turning a blind eye. One person locked himself in the room and said, there is no sun. But the sun is there. The sun is there. You have to go out, then you will see the sun. Similarly, reincarnation is there. Ian Stevenson, he had around 3,000, 4,000 cases of reincarnation. He went all over the world. People remember their past life. Just now in India, there was an incident. It came on the television. One man, at the time of death, he was taken by Yamaraj. And when he went before that, he saw black men, the Yamadutas, and he was taken before Yamaraj. Yamaraj said, you have brought the wrong person. Take him back. Actually, his uncle is supposed to come. So he came back and he opened his eyes, and at the same time his uncle died, around 200 kilometers away. And he took his uncle. So आज तक मैं टीवी में आया था कि वो गलती से उसको यमदूत कभी कभी गलती कर देते हैं, वो गलत आदमी को लेके जाते हैं, उसको बोला नहीं ये आदमी नहीं है, दूसरा है. So we have to be careful what we are doing in this life, because many people, they die. I read recently, one person died. He saw black people catching him again. They gave him some drug, and again he came back to consciousness. And there's a near-death experience known as NDEs. A near-death experience means what happens, people, they go out of their body, they see the doctors, they are operating on their body, they see everything happening. And when their body again becomes fit, the Atma is so attached to the body that it gives some time. If the body becomes fit for inhabitation, again the soul enters into that body. तो लोग मृत्यु के समय में लोगों को अनुभव होता है कि आत्मा बाहर चला जाता है, and आत्मा अपना ही शरीर को देखता है. So we are actually different from this body. We are not this body. We say my body. If we were the body, we would say I body. But we say my body means we are different from this body. We are the owners of this body. We are not the body. We are the passengers inside this body. We are carrying this body around with us. So that is the science of Atma Gyan. This knowledge should be taught in every university, every college, every school. This knowledge should be taught. Because unless we understand who we are, how can we become happy? We can't become happy. So Atma Gyan is the first basic principle of knowledge. But nowadays, nobody is teaching this knowledge. Very sad, very sad. That is why Ishopanishad is saying that 99% of the people in this world are killers of the soul. Atma hanyate. They are killing their own soul because they are not listening to this Atma Gyan. They are not imbibing. Then they will go into oblivion. They will become an ant. They will become a lizard. They will become a cockroach. Nobody will think about them. They will go into oblivion. Sometimes when I see the animals, I feel so sad. I feel crying. I just pray to the Lord, please don't make me a cockroach or a lizard again. Yahi sansare, even Shankaracharya prayed like that. Iha sansare bahudustare, kripaya pare, pahi murare. Murari, O Krishna, you are the killer of demon Mura. He was very powerful, that Rakshasa. Nobody could kill him. And you killed him. So please, my dear Lord, save me from this cycle of birth and death. Please, I don't want to. Relieve me. So this prayer should be done. It's prayer by great souls, not only me. All great sages have prayed like this. We should also pray. सब प्रार्थना महान पुरुषों ने यही प्रार्थना किया है, भगवान आई नंद तनुज किंकरम पतितम माम विश्व में. Lord Gauranga prayed to Krishna, please pick me up and please put me at your lotus feet. Even a particle, I am ready to become a particle of dust in your lotus feet. But please pick me up from here and make me a particle of dust of lotus. Uddhava, he was a great devotee, but Uddhava wanted to become a creeper in Vrindavan. He says, let me become a creeper, at least the gopis will walk on me. At least I will see Krishna's Leela. So don't worry, at least let us somehow pray to Krishna and we attain him at the end of this life. Srila Prabhupada used to say the goal of Krishna consciousness is to attain 100% perfection in this life. We should not wait to carry forward again 50%, because again we may waste many lives. There is no guarantee. Next life we can start with 51% immediately. For 15-20 years we may forget Krishna, then we may take it up at 25 years. That it may become already too late. Why we started in this life so? Sometimes I wonder, if I had started devotion when I was a child, by now I would have been perfect. But I started it late, when I was 19, 20. So already 20 years were wasted by knowledge of the Gita. I did not know. So हमने कितना साल बेच दिया. Jai Krishna, he was doing so many, he had a poultry farm, he was killing poultry. He did not know he was committing great sin, because he was not in knowledge. So, so many years of our life will go without knowledge, then we don't know we are sinning. But when we come to knowledge, we should immediately accept it and implement it in our life. Then that is real intelligence. Tatrarpi laulyam api maulyam ekalam janma koti skruti labhyate. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions? No questions today. It's Ekadashi. Yes, remain. Why the Supreme is male? Actually, the Supreme has two forms, male and female. Radha is the female counterpart of God. From Krishna comes the female energy. It is known as Ladini Shakti, and that is Radha. So Krishna is the supreme male and Radha is the supreme female. Radha is not inferior to Krishna. She is equal. Both are God. Both are one. Actually, both are ek prana, two forms. They are like same Radha and Krishna. Nobody can separate them. Like energy and energetic. Everything has two, male and female. Sun and sunlight. Sun is male, sunlight is female. Shakti and Shaktiman. So God has both forms, male and female. And that's why we don't worship Him only in male form. We have male, both. If we worship only male, it is incomplete. So that is, you are right. We have to have both. But that is the great thing of our Vedic knowledge, religion. We worship both. But other religions, they don't have both male and female. They don't have. They don't know. And God has both forms. Like that. Any other question? Yes. It's a very nice